We're on our way to Oklahoma to get some parts for the semi-truck. I've had some electrical problems and a little bit of harness problem and all that, but I want to update the tail lights, and I've got to get a new turn signal blinker for one of the fenders. True, I could get it there at Peterbilt, but this is an aftermarket chrome one, and when you have a truck fitted with a lot of aftermarket stuff, it's hard to find it. So we're going to drive 40 minutes south down to Wilkins and see what we can come up with. Well, we made it to Wilkins, so let's see what's in here. And they got a lot of neat stuff in the bull. Guys have dozens of antique semi trucks out here, and it would be really cool to get one or two or seven of them. I mean, they just got a whole yard full of them. Really cool. I don't have permission to film in here, so let's get what I need to get, and when we get back out here to the truck, I'll show you what I bought. Okay, so I've got our lights, I've got our wiring. Let's show you what I got. I got a pair of these lights. These run me about $45 for the pair of them, which isn't bad. They're all LED. They're they're red stop, turn, and tail, so I like that, and they'll look really good with the truck. I also ran across the street to the Loves because I could get the right connectors. I know that would work. I got an extra one of these, two of the 2-prong ones here, like this, and a tag light because I've got a space for one, but no tag light, because when the dealership put the tag on, the only reason they put the bracket on there was to hang their crappy dealership tag, and they never bothered to wire it up for a light. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I've got to brave the garage and look for a wiring harness for the headlights in there. I know I have one, but I'm not sure where it's at. Well, I can almost make it in the door. Climb over the Oldsmobile. And start looking for a box. Hopefully we'll get to work on that here soon when it's not so flippin' cold. I know it's here somewhere. And success. We found this harness. Found this harness in this corner. It was buried. So tomorrow, when it gets a little warmer, we're gonna have to figure out how to get out of this garage. We're gonna figure out how that harness goes on and do the tail lights. So now I have to walk across the Oldsmobile, which needs tires. Come back out here and probably walk across it again to get out of the garage. So, wish me luck. Freedom. Okay, so I've been to O'Reilly's. I've been to a couple places. It's the next day. I've got the pieces I need, so let me show you what I got. Pretty much all I got to finish out what we're doing is some electrical tape, which apparently I had about 7 rolls of, and some shrink wrap, and we'll get that in a minute. But changing these lights out will be pretty straightforward. They just pop out. All you really have to do is grab this, work them out, they pop right out, and have to work the rubber out. So this might take two hands. On lights like this, take your thumb and on the rubber piece and just push in. Once you get it started, it'll just come right out the back like that. So there's one, and now we'll do the other. These rubber pieces are really nasty, so we'll take them inside the house and clean them up in the sink before we put the new lights in. There's a couple different ways to put them in. I like to put the lights in first and then put them in the truck. It's been easier for me to do it that way. Find out where it says top right there. Make sure that's around a good place on the bottom, and we'll go stick this in the truck. We've got the first one in. Now all we have to do is go on the back side and plug it in. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It just plugs in just like there, just like that. The second one's going to be the same way. Now that we've got this going, we can work on the reverse lights now. The problem that we're having with the reverse light is that this wire right here is broken, so we're going to have to replace this entire plug because there's not enough left of this piece to splice back into. So let's take a look at our plugs. So I popped the light out to show you what kind of plug we're dealing with. There's a 3-prong here, but only 2 of the prongs are active. So I need to figure out which 2 prongs those are and see if my 2-prong plug will fit. If not, we have the 3-prong one we can modify to fit. So we've got the 2-prong plug to fit. Now we have to splice these and then splice into the harness so we can get these things working, and we'll join them all up and get them sealed up, and we'll see if this works. What we're going to have to do is cut this one right here. We'll cut this one right here. We'll strip it, and then we'll take this piece and we'll cut them right here and strip it also, and we'll get them all mated up, and it should work properly. And we got the crimps on one side. I'm going to put some shrink wrap on it, which should go over all of this and seal it up. And now let's go to the truck and get that put on. Now we've got this all hooked up. I can't stress how important it is. Do not do the heated shrink wrap until after you've tested the lines out to make sure they're all hooked up. Ask me how I know. Okay, so that one works, and this one works, so we can shrink wrap this up now and put it in. Now that we've got all this done, let's move to the front of the truck and see if we can replace that harness. Hopefully the harness for my old truck, which was an 09, is the same as a 14. Same model of truck, but sometimes little things like that will change, so we'll check it out. This right here is the problem. This is Peterbilt had this genius idea that they would start running all this stuff up through here and through the hinge. Well, this becomes a weak point and the lights break. I've already spliced one, and I know I'm going to have another wire or two start breaking, so we just decided that it was best to change the harness. So we'll see if this replacement harness will work. So what I'm going to have to do is take this off and just check all the lights and everything, because there's a few pieces that are going to have to interchange. So let's get to it. It looks like it's going to be a direct replacement, so let's show you what I got to do. We've got to undo it from the headlights, and it's got these clips that I have to undo from the side marker lights, but I have to take this off. In order to take this off, I've got to undo it from here and then cut the zip ties and then thread it through. So that's what's going to take to get that off. So I need to unhook that, cut the zip ties, and pull it apart. So let's get to that. I discovered in order to get this wire out that goes to this, you have to unscrew this and all these, loosen them up. That way you have enough room to slide this up through, because it has to go between these two bolts. So that was fun. And with that, we have the old one out. So let's slide the new one in. So we got everything wrapped in. We got it connected where it's supposed to be. This is all, everything's been tightened back up. So let's get cleaned up, put the truck back together, and let's see how she works. Okay, so we got the backs all good to go, and we'll go up and see what's going on in the front. The wiring harness is good. Well, that's about it. I plan on getting some pictures of it tonight once the sun goes down. But wiring harnesses really aren't that easy. They're pretty self-explanatory, and this video, along with probably 3 dozen others, would help guide you along the way. It's a whole lot easier than you think, and basically this was just plug and play for the headlights. You know, the other stuff was just crimping in a couple of fasteners and fixing a little bit of electrical tape. It all came together. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful. We're still working on some stuff. Hopefully when it gets a little warmer, we can get back on the cars. It's just too cold, and I don't have any heated place to work at the moment. So I hope you like it. I hope these videos have been informative. I hope you like them. So please like, share, and subscribe. I know they say we're supposed to say that, but you know, you'll do it if you want. So hopefully they're handy for you, and I'll catch you next video. Thanks a lot.